Hello friends, you're live with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and my room is messy, so I don't want to do a proper video. I was hoping that we could do a video on just asking live Q&A instead of me sitting down and doing a video. So if you have a question on herbs, herbalism, witchcraft, etc., probably not questions on stones. Those are not my best advices. However, we can try and figure it out together. So if any questions that you have, please say them now. If you're here, say hello. Even if you're not here live with me right now, you can put your questions in the comments and I will reply to them. So if you have any questions on witchcraft, not Wicca, just witchcraft, let me know. I have my mandrake root here. Hi Whitney, how are you? No, I tried to call you back. I don't know what happened. So yeah, I connect with a lot of you guys on Skype so that we can do personal conversations. Hi Hallie, how are you? Nice to see you. So any questions that you may have on witchcraft, let me know and we can maybe like devise a concoction together. I can give you inspiration on how you can do it yourselves. If you're not already connected with me through Skype, make sure to connect with me. I know Whitney and Hallie, you both are. We're golden. Yeah, what questions do anybody have? Are there any good Thanksgiving stories that are funny? Please type them below. I want to see what everybody did yesterday. I'm getting ready to make some incense soon. I'm hoping, I have it kind of like blessing here in my windowsill. I've got this dragon's blood, which I've powdered up in this old vintage bottle. And that's a lot of dragon's blood. That's 3 big mother chunks powdered up, so that's a lot of things I was willing to let go of for these cone incense. When I burn these cone incense, they're going to be really precious to me. Good. I love that the kids had a blast at Thanksgiving, Whitney. That's the best. I remember being a kid on Thanksgiving and, you know, my family had a Thanksgiving table like for children that a lot of American families do. If you're not from America and you don't understand what Thanksgiving is, ooh, I don't know if I want to give a short review on what it is. Basically, like, it's the time that the people from Europe came to America and discovered it, and apparently, like, got with the Native Americans and had a feast and came together as one. Well, that's not exactly what happened. You know, that's not the truth of it. You should look into the history of it and see what your own truth is from it. But, okay. In my family, my dad does have Native American roots, so I feel like at some points it was kind of like looked at upon as a negative holiday. However, it's a time where families can come together and a lot of people have the day off in America. Not a lot of businesses are open, so you can come together as one, as a family, and be one loving unit. And that's when I decided, like, this is the time that I want to share with one by one my family members what's going on. You've been reading the Cunningham book about herbs, and in that book it says that uva ursi is poisonous. But I also have another book that talks about it. Curious if you have ever used it. Yes, I have used uva ursi in a tea. If you guys will give me a moment, I'm going to step away from my bed and go find it, and then also find Scott Cunningham's Book of Magical Herbs, where it talks about uva ursi. Thank you, Hallie, because this is exactly what I wanted this video to be. I want to know more about uva ursi. I will go look it up for you. Just give me a second, and I'll be right back. Uva Ursi. Uva Ursi? How do people say it? I don't really know. So basically, somewhere on my giant herb cabinet, I have Uva Ursi in a tea bag. And I've not been able to find it. Well, basically, when I saw in this book that it was good for magical uses, I took it from my tea cabinet and I put it into my magical cabinet, into a glass jar. Hi Brenda, how are you? Good to see you. So let's flip through this and find Uva Ursi. Now I think I was taking it for some kind of feminine issue, like possibly like feminine pain or fertility. But let's find out. STU. Everyone say hi to William, my mandrake root. We love him. And I was showing a piece earlier to one of my friends. Oh, it smells so good, you guys. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like food. It smells like, I don't know. It's poisonous though, so you really shouldn't. Tasha, hey William. William says, hey Tasha. Basically, I don't know about exactly how I feel about it, but like, it smells enticing. I'm not gonna say more than that. So Uva Ursi, STU. I'm going to be doing a video on tobacco, which is not what I'm smoking. I'm smoking nicotine, but yes, I did say I got William from Europe. He came from a long way away, and it took 4.5 weeks for him to get here from Amazon. If you've not seen my mandrake root videos, please go back to the very beginning of my 400 videos and watch my mandrake root videos. They're great. Also, I did not put on a lot of makeup today, so I apologize if I look red and splotchy. It's just my natural. It's just my natural. I apologize. I thought Uva Ursi was in here. It is. Uva Ursa. See there? Alright, so we'll read from it, and we'll show a picture of the plant. That's the Uva Ursa. Alright, Uva Ursa. Poison! Why is it in tea? That's what you said to me. I thought it was poisonous. Alright, so how is Uva Ursa in tea? I will do the research. I will figure it out, and I shall do a video on the subject. But for now, I shall read Uva Ursa. If anybody has questions on witchcraft, post them now, because by the time I'm done with this, we will have a new question. Uva Ursa. The folk names are Arberry, Bearberry, Bear's Grape, Kinnikinnick, Mailberry, Mountain Box, Mountain Cranberry, Mountain Cranberry and Mountain Cranberry, what? Literally it says Mountain Cranberry, comma, Mountain Cranberry. Alright, moving on. Red Bearberry, Saga, Homie, Sandberry, and Uva Ursi. So, Uva Ursi is what I was calling it with the T, and Uva Ursa is what it's called in Scotty's book. Magical uses. Add to sachets designed to increase psychic powers. Excellent. And that is it. That's it. I don't think that I've ever found it in any of my other magical books. However, if I do a video on it, we shall go over all the magical properties. Woodland Hag, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Hi, babe. If you guys have not seen Woodland Hag's channel, you must. She is a witch from Scotland that goes throughout the woods and travels in 45-minute videos and talks about stump magic, talks about all kinds of things. I can't really tell you because, like, the tingles it gives me makes me so happy. I'm so happy you're here. And then now lately she's been doing videos inside of her home, showing a tour of her witchy home. It's just all so beautiful. So if you guys have not checked out her channel, you must. A big thing with me is I'm always inspiring new people to do YouTube channels because, listen, our niche is so small and it's so beautiful, and not everybody knows that we can all harness witchcraft within ourselves, whether it's hereditary or not. It's so important to me that we tell more people that everybody's got it. You just have to have the time, intention, and just like minimal amounts of ingredients, but time, intention, intuition, sit there, your love, your magic. So any other herbs anybody wants to talk about? Or are there any herbs that lately that you've fallen in love with that you want to talk about that I can read from here or any of my other books? That would be great. I'm really happy for everybody that's here. If everybody could say hi to me, that would be lovely. I came out to my family yesterday. It was lovely. Yeah, Woodland Hag. Let's talk about basil. I came out to my family yesterday, like 6 out of 8 people. It was really, really lovely. Hallie, they make Uva Ursa tea, so I don't understand. And I think it was for pregnancy, so I don't know why. We're really gonna have to look more into that, ladies and brothers. There it is, Okay, I have to talk about this again. So I did a lemon balm video, right? And in this book, it's under Balm Lemon. I have no idea why, and I thought that I looked it up, but I have one of my collab sisters, the Storm Witch Ash, so try and find her channel, and she did this because I asked her, because she found it. Like, I feel like it was her to do it. So check out her second video on lemon balm because she goes all through it and there's a lot to talk about, and she is gorgeous. She's one of my witchy sisters from Canada. So what did we say we were going to look up and talk about? Basil. Basil. Really a lovely taste of Italy. And I know that angels or any kind of spirit guides are really attracted to basil. Some people pronounce it basil. It depends on where you're at in the world. Why is it not in this book? There it is. Alright, basil. Looks like this. I know a lot of us have seen it before or grow it right there in our own kitchens. So, in quantities above average food quantities. So what does that mean? PNX for infant toddlers. So there's some kind of like weird discretion at the front. I don't quite understand it, but let's go with it. Folk names. Albanca, American Dittany, Our Herb, St. Joseph's wort, sweet basil, Witch's herb. Witch's herb. That's interesting. Um, Nijalanka, Balanoi, or Fessalin. Gender, do you guys want to guess? I'm always happy to guess on the gender because it's either one or the other. It's 50-50. It's a good gamble. The gender here, though, is masculine. The planet is Mars. The element is fire. The deities are Vishnu. Do you guys know who Vishnu is? It's kind of like the opposite side of Shiva, who I have here on my arm. And then, where are we at? Vishnu and Erzuli. Urzuli. Powers: love, exorcism, wealth, flying, and protection. So you can use this in flying magic. So you could add basil to a magical flying oil. You could add basil to astral projection. You could add basil to some kind of like work that had to do with conquering some kind of employment. Like you wanted to fly, you wanted your resume or your CV to fly. Then go ahead and add basil right to it. Touch basil oil onto it before you give it to the employer. You know, when you put your CVs and your resumes out there, you can put witchcraft onto them, which influence the people to be attracted to you. I would recommend a really nice attraction oil. Yeah, it's not something that I've done yet, but I sure will do an attraction oil, and I sure will add basil. So, magical uses. The scent of fresh basil causes sympathy between two people, and this is why it is used to soothe tempers between lovers. So, any kind of arguments you may have within a couple or maybe a family, even if it was a couple of mother and daughter, you could soothe the tempers. It is added to love incenses and sachets. Oh my god, there's a lot to say. We'll do a video on it for sure that's separate from this, but I am going to read everything. And the fresh leaves are rubbed against the skin as a kind of natural love perfume. In Eastern Europe, it was once thought that a young man would love any woman from whose hand he accepted a sprig of basil. Basil is also used in love divinations. Place 2 fresh basil leaves upon a live coal. If they lie where you put them and burn quickly to a certain amount of crackling, the life of the pair will be distributed by quarrels. If the leaves fly apart with fierce crackling, the projected relationship is undesirable. Do you want to know if someone is chaste or promiscuous? Simply lay a sprig of fresh basil on their hand. It will immediately wither if the person is light of love. Basil brings wealth to those who carry in their pockets and is used to attract customers to a place of business by placing some in the cash register of the door sill. The basil is also used to ensure that one's mate remains true. Sprinkle basil powder over your body throughout while he or she is asleep, especially over the heart, and fidelity will bless your relationship. Basil is strewn onto floors because where it is, no evil can live. It is also used in exorcism incenses and purification baths. Small amounts are sometimes placed in each room of the house to bring protection. Basil is also used to keep goats away from your property. Well, we love goats, so we'd never keep them away. To attract scorpions and to prevent inebriation. Witches are said to drink about a half a cup of basil juice before flying into the air. Okay, again, you guys, this comes back to the natural astral projection oil and how that relates into witchcraft and what it used to be and what it is today. All right. Mandrake root is poisonous. However, it's what witches in the day used to use for astral projection, both mentally and physically. It depends on what you believe. However, you can use basil juice, like you can grow basil and juice it, or you can buy a bunch of live basil and juice it and get the same reaction, apparently. That's what I'm gathering from this here. So let's talk more. Basil is also used to give... Oh, I'm sorry. Basil can be used to diet, but only by a second party's help. And without the dieter's knowledge, according to an ancient spell, a woman, or a man presumably, will not be able to eat a bite while any dish will not be able to eat a bite from any dish if basil has secretly been placed beneath it. I've seen basil placed beneath chicken, and you eat it and you don't even know, and then below it's basil. That's kind of weird. Basil is given as a gift, brings good luck to a new home. Aha! Excellent. Now I have to see what everybody had to say. I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here with me. Really, really, really a lot. Really a lot. Yeah, female. Who else guessed that basil would be female, you know? I probably would have guessed male. I didn't really think about it before I read it. Yep. And Woodland Hag says you can anoint money spells, candles, and honey. With honey and basil. Thank you, sweetie. Smells divine. Yes, the smell of basil... Okay. In our cranium, in our head, I think we have 7 cranial nerves. The most prominent to any memory is olfactory, and that's smell. So when you think about how something smells and how that can bring you back to a memory, it's really fantastic. It's really beautiful. That can relate you the quickest, whether it's a positive or a negative. So you smell something and you're immediately attracted or thrown off by it. I've experienced that in my life. Any other herbs that you guys want to talk about? I would love to. I have all my books at hand. I'm just sitting here at my house. Not really knowing what video to do next because my room's a bit of a mess. So if you guys have questions, now's the time. Q&A. Q&A with the Taxidermy Witch. I'm excited. How was your Thanksgiving? I know not a lot of people... Well, no. A lot of people were excited by my Bill and Meyer videos. But I know I had a couple that were like, Jen, it's just not something I'm into. And here's the thing. That's good. That's healthy. Thank you for telling me your truth. Because listen, I would be sad if everybody agreed with me. I was so glad that there was one person that said, that's not something I believe in. Because we all have different points of view and perspectives. So I appreciate that. And I'm not going to say who it was, but I appreciate that. And I love you for it. What are you doing with THR full? What? Oh, what am I doing with the full moon tonight? To be honest with everyone who's here, thank you, Whitney. I just realized it was full moon tonight. I've been thrown off by the fact that I've had this like family journey of telling people what's going on in my life. So I really wasn't looking at the lunar calendar, and I'm off work for a few days. So what am I doing with the moon tonight? Normally I put the most special things in my house out into the moonlight. Like William, my mandrake root, any of my magical tools, my cauldron, my dragon's blood, as many herbs as I can get out there. I would really like to get a trolley that I can put my herbs on, because they're all in glass jars, and I could just like trolley them out to the moonlight and trolley them back in. But lately I've been just using like a big old like plate, like I don't know what to call it, like platter, to carry as many out as I can, leave them in the moonlight until before the sun comes up, bring them back in. Because if I could live in a house where the moonlight blessed my herbs every night, I wouldn't have to do that. But that's the one main thing I do in the moonlight. And also that's the time where I have like a very like personal woman time. So I kind of do some rituals for balancing my hormones, balancing myself, balancing my life and such. So, yeah. What do you guys do in the moonlight? I would really like to hear that. I always sit out with my meditation tree and sit beneath it so that I can absorb, well, it can absorb me and I can absorb it in the beauty of the goddess. Yeah! A trolley. Yeah, I need a trolley for my haul. You're right, Brenda. Totally need a new trolley. At Thanksgiving dinner, we always, like, the family always talks about something funny. And today, not today, like yesterday, this year, we talked about, the topic of the comedian Louis Anderson came up. And Louis Anderson, oh my god, if you guys have ever heard of him, please say right now. Louis Anderson is one of my favorite, like, 80s stand-up comedians. You can still find him on YouTube. You just can't find full shows. If anybody wants to attach those in the comments, please do. Louis Anderson is great. He doesn't apply sex, and he doesn't apply swearing, but his stuff is still so fucking hilarious. Like, he just talks about his family and how, like, kind of poor they were and how they, like, got about it in Wisconsin or wherever they were at. And Louis Anderson is amazingly great. So if you guys haven't checked him out, make sure to do. And he does this skit on, like, taking somebody to the airport, which is, like, it makes me and my daughter laugh every time that we watch it. Unless it's a supermoon or blood. Right. So, I think, like, when you're first becoming a witch, kind of replying to what the Woodland Hag just said, you get really excited about those times, but then, if you're not, like, well, some of us are, like, super directly connected to the moon, so we just don't even have to look at a calendar, and we kind of just know when to do it. Others of us have so much else going on that, like, we only are maybe attracted to, like, those special moons, like the supermoon, the blood moon, the blue moon, the harvest moon, things that you can be connected to on your own personal level. I also, when I want to say, while I have 9 people here, I didn't wear a lot of makeup today, because, and look, like, I'm not the perfect lady. Like, I have had a lot of people say that shouldn't be on YouTube because I look horrible, and, my teeth are crooked and snaggly, and I'm like, you know what? As a witch, I embrace that. Like, I embrace the whole stereotype of it, and I'm afraid of the dentist. I've done videos on it. Like, I have no desire to straighten my teeth as long as they're okay. As long as they're not going to hurt me. So, I just want to say that I think that all of you guys are really beautiful. So anybody that wants to throw hate, you can. And, I put up a barrier so that it's not going to affect me, but that maybe I could just help you a little bit with what's going on in your life. Because, if you want to tell me that my teeth are crooked, like, I know. I'm on YouTube. Like, I get it. I've done over 400 videos. I know my teeth are crooked. I'm done talking about it. Thank you, everybody. So, let's talk about taxidermy for a little bit. I feel like I've maybe fallen off of it for a bit in my channel. I'm going to grab a piece and wear it for a little bit while we're on a live. This is Minnie. Hi, Purple. Minnie really likes to be a part of somebody else, and that's what I feel from her spirit. So, as much as I can hang out with her, or even let her be a part of my bed, I do that. And that sounds really weird to a lot of people, and I'm okay with that. But I want to tell you that sometimes the objects that you have, if you feel like they're in your bedroom and they're calling to you and they want to be with you and a part of you, sleeping with them is the best way to bond with them, because they might get to be a part of, like, that part of your dream and that part of your person, and you can connect with the spirit of that animal. So, Minnie's really happy to be here. I hope that you guys aren't upset by seeing her. I don't think I've worn a piece of taxidermy. But I do have quite a lot of jackets. Thank you, Whitney. Tasha, I have an alligator head and I want to name her, but it's so hard trying to find a name. Okay, Tasha. That's so funny because I have a crocodile head, and her name came to me immediately. Like, for instance, the reason why I found Eleanor, and Maddie, if you're watching, you'll know all about Eleanor. She's the piece that I wanted to send to New Zealand. Anyway, I found her in the basement, like an old, cold basement of a friend's house, and I felt her sadness. And I looked over when we were just watching TV, and I looked over and I was like, so tell me about this, and like, whose is it, and like, could it be mine, you know? Like, I'm always like, could this piece of taxidermy be mine? I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie. I always want a piece of taxidermy to be mine, to come home with me, to be part of our family and a part of our channel here. So, it belonged to a friend of the family that was 15 years old, and he was like, yeah, that would be so cool, I would love for you to have it. And so it was meant to be. So I feel like alligator, crocodile, like any kind of reptile head is really special. Pink, it is really fluffy, and bye, Woodland. It was really nice for you to join. Thank you. I hope everyone checks out the Woodland Hags channel, because she's so great. And I'm really inspired by her. And all of my tree stump magic that I'll be doing in the future is inspired by her. Alright, so who else is here? Say hi. Let's talk. I hope nobody's upset that I put on a piece of taxidermy. I just want to be me, and I just want you to be you, and I think that's really beautiful part of the channel that we've created, you know. I feel like even here with, you know, messed up eyebrows and not the best, like, makeups, that I can still feel and look fantastic with the spirit of this animal around my neck helping me. Oh, thank you, Purple. I appreciate it. Questions on herbs, you guys, please throw them out. Any of them. I gotta talk about something. You can't let me sit here and ramble. Rue? Yeah, let's talk about Rue. I will do a full video on Rue. But right now, let's just read it out of Scotty's. Rue comes up a lot when we talk about hoodoo. Do any of you lick your finger and then push the page? Just wondering. Rue. Rue! I found it. Can you see it? Rue, Rue. There's a lot to talk about. Alright, let's get to it. Rue. How do you use your cat in your magic, Whitney? Well, before I talk about Rue, I'm going to answer Whitney's question. I'm going to say that I only use 1 or 2 cats in magic. I use my chinchillas a lot because they're nocturnal subjects. Not subjects, they're nocturnal animals. But my cats, what I do is I sit and I meditate with them, and their purrs and their like, I just try and ask, like, for Bastet, which is a goddess I'm really connected to come through my cats and tell me what to do. So, if anybody here is connected to Bast or Bastet in the Egyptian pantheon, then it would be, you know, if you have cats, it is said that Bastet's eyes will stare through every cat. And if you are ever cruel to any cat, Bastet will know. Hence, every cat is a little bit Bastet. It's really gorgeous. I don't know where my rant came from. Black cat magic. Okay, I don't have a black cat. I have a black cat with white paws. However, when she passes away, and this sounds morbid, I'm going to lose subscribers. I'll say it right now. When all my pets pass away, I will keep a part of them. Whether it's their ribs, whether it's their foot, whether it's their skull, whether it's all of it. Because I have lived with that spirit. I have loved that spirit. That spirit has loved me. And it may sound fucked up and morbid, but I'm going to keep that animal for the rest of my life because I was a charmer to it and it was a charmer to me. So it's a gorgeous thing. And for people who feel like they can never connect with their animal again except for through the gravesite, then, because that's how I felt like the first time I lost an animal. But when you have something that you can hold on to from an animal that you had, it's a lot different. Like, you don't feel like you lost them. You feel like you can work with them and like have a physical piece of them. So I'm really apologize that it's just me, you know? Like, I just... So yeah, you just, you know, if you have a piece of that animal, you feel like you can have them forever and you can work with them forever. And it was somebody you like for instance, Otis, my closest cat at the moment. Like, if I were to, you know, I've slept with him thousands of hours, and I've cuddled with him and pet him thousands of hours. And if I were to ever lose him and be without him, I might want a charm over my bed of his foot that I could keep with me, you know? So yeah, sorry to cry. Fuck, you guys. I'm not trying to, like... It's just me, though. Like, I just... Emotional lady. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Rue. I just want to get a tissue so I can dry my eyes a little bit. I'll be right back. No, I'm not apologizing for crying, you guys. I'm just saying, like, not a lot of people do it, and a lot of people take it out of their stuff, and I'm trying to be really real, and, this is how I feel about, like, the love for my animals is really deep, and for my family is really deep and all that. So I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Tiger variegated fig. Jolly Tiger variegated fig. Jolly Tiger variegated fig, you all. Jolly Tiger variegated fig. Okay, I want to tell a story about this Jolly Tiger variegated fig. If you guys don't know, my husband and I have a urban gardening business where we grow things indoors and outdoors with lights. Now I want to show how fucking magical words are, and I will be doing a video just on this. This fig was dying. It was just a stupid light. This fig was dying and it was just a stump. And my husband had paid a lot of money from a far off land, really, I'm not kidding, to get this cutting. And when it came in the mail, we were pretty hopeless. So what we did was we wrote the word love on it. Okay? And I think I know the light that is shining that's making that glare is this. Alright, so basically, where we've written love on it is the only place of all of this that the roots have grown out and shown. Look, no roots, no roots, no roots. Love, roots everywhere. Like, I tried to show this to my daughter to tell her how important the energy of symbols or words were. And that made her actually believe, you know, because she saw the stem before it was nothing. And then she saw it struggle. And then she saw us write the word on. And she came back the next week. And the only place that the roots had gone toward was the word love. Like, if you guys don't think that plants need love, you're wrong. And that will make me cry as well. And so I'm like, you know, people might call me the librarian witch or the book witch or the crying witch, and that's fine. I'm fine with all of that. Or you can call me the taxidermy witch. I love them all. But I also embrace them all because I don't think that crying is a bad thing. I used to think that it was like something to be ashamed of and sad about, but I don't anymore. Yeah, plants need love, Hallie. So, I mean, it was just a huge... And also, have any of you seen the video that's like... I saw it in massage school, and that's when it changed my mental world. It was a video that one of my teachers showed me upon what happens to water when you say different words over it. So, oh, my dreads. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not forgetting about the Rue video. I'm just saying. I'm not forgetting about that. It's next on my agenda. If you have water and you say certain words to it or over it, it will change under a microscope. And there are videos on YouTube about that. I don't know exactly what words you should search to find it, but I do know that it's amazing. You can say the word love, and the water particles turn to beautiful snowflakes. And you can say the word hate, Nazi, Hitler, and whatever that energy resonates to you on out, it turns to black muck. And it's so powerful. It's so... It changes your whole universe when you know that a word or even a thought, a mental thought, can change someone's anatomy or the whole world's anatomy. Maybe that is what is making this whole world into so much hate and diversity. Like, all this politics diversity, it doesn't even need to be out there. Just forget about it. Every time anybody says the word Hillary or Trump, just look the other way. Just do your own thing. You know? Don't make that define who your friends are. Please don't let politics define who your friends are. That will just like crush your person. Okay, so anyway. Okay, sorry. That's a hard topic for me. So anyway, I wanted to talk about some things that are really helpful for the full moon, which are pearls. In moonstone. And you can make your own full moon elixirs, but make sure that the herbs don't touch the, or sorry, not the herbs, the stones don't touch the water, because if they do, almost 90% of stones that touch a water will start to dissipate within the H2O. So you want to make sure that you have a barrier between the two. Like you have the stone outside of the water hanging upon a piece of wire, which I've done a lot of videos on. You can look back on those. There's some of my earlier videos on full moon elixir waters. And I'm trying to gather myself here, you guys. I really apologize. So anyway, full moon elixir waters can be done with moonstone, beautifully with just the moon. But if you want to heighten them, they can be done with moonstone. They can be done with amethyst. They can be done with pearls, are a huge one. And for me, they're super connective because my birthday's in June and I'm a Gemini. And these were a gift from my husband, and they're you know, actually putting your tears on to your jewels is not like the worst thing in the world. It's actually a really beautiful thing. So I'm just going to add these because it was an emotional connection between me and you guys at the moment, and I think it was nice. Also, pearls are just like so representative. They look just like the moon, don't they? I may put my hair up. These ones I always have to have help with. I think I've done them twice on my own. So anyway, here's my pearls. I can't hook them by myself, but they hang about right here when I wear them. And I feel very Betty Rubble. I like to wear them with my, like, leopard print dresses and stuff. And then maybe my hair up in, like these. I'll show you. Do you guys want to ever see dread videos of, like, how, like, if you, A, want to make dreads, or B, want to know how to do different cool styles with dreads and, like, how to get them easily, what tools to use, please spurt that out there. Well, I don't have a pin to do the other side. I'm kind of guessing. Yes, so Starlight, please find me through Skype. I've been messaging you so much. Starlight, I want to talk to you ASAP. But yes, on Juckshy Farms, my husband's channel, we're trying to grow, teaching people how to grow things through cuttings, through starts, through literally cutting open the lemon, getting the seeds out, and literally cutting open the lemon, getting the seeds out, and growing a plant from it, because that's the main thing of what he does. If you guys want to see me tour through right now and leave my bedroom and do that, let me know, because I'll show you Juckshy Farms. Do you guys want to see a tour? We'll go right now. I'd love to leave my bedroom. Yes? Okay. Yes? Yes! Okay. Everybody promise right now to subscribe to Juckshy Farms, my husband's channel. His name is Alex. He's amazing. Love of my life. Alright. So, get out of this video. Go to Jackshire Farms and subscribe, and then come back. Alright? I'm not leaving, but y'all should leave. I want to see my numbers go down. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to clean up my face, and we're going to take a little tour. Alright, I have to put shoes on. I don't have any shoes. You see? I really love you guys. Could you do a spell? Could you spell it for us? Yeah. Jackshire. J like Jennifer. U like urethra. K like kangaroo. S like sacrum. H like hello. Y like yoo-hoo. You guys, you can do anything with words. You can do anything with love. You can sit in one space and you can empower people. Alright, so let's do this. So we're going to take a little tour. Starlight, promise to Skype me after this, after we're done with this live feed. Please, I've been wanting to connect with you for so long. I'll be right back, y'all. Babe. I'm amazed that so many of you hung on. Thank you. I really had to collect myself. It took a little bit. Honestly, like, I cry a lot, and I embrace that, but I'm not going to hide my emotions from you guys, ever. So, anyway, pearls are an amazing, amazing, amazing stone, if you will, to directly connect with the moon. They look so moon-like, don't they? And I think I promised that we were going to leave my room, weren't we? And leave and go out and look at how you can grow things magically in your house. So if you guys want to see that, we're going to go. Do you guys want me to wear this while we go? Somebody say yes or no. Then we'll go. Yes! Alright. Wicked. Thank you. Thank you, Whitney. My husband is so young, Lagana. I'm a little bit of a cougar, if I may say so myself. But, yeah, he's younger than me, that's for sure. Okay, let's go meet up and get around. Alex is indisposed at the moment, but we're going to see the gardener house. On a live with me holding it. I don't like this, y'all. I'm going to do my best. I don't have a selfie stick. You know I love you if I don't put on, like, makeup or, like, stop the video if I cry, you know? You see all my stuff? Do you think Manchester City is a Champions League contender this season? Well, Ark Stannon, do you? If you do, I do. Alright, let's leave my witchy room and see how we can grow things on our own. In witchcraft, in herbalism, right? Okay, so here is our, like, partial living space where we have our microgreens that we grow for restaurants. And where you see is covered up by a blanket there is our chinchilla cage, because they are nocturnal. And if we flip around, we can see all the other plants we're growing here. Now, here's the big deal, guys. In our family, in our household, can you hand me a fruit, Alex? Any fruit, like the persimmon. Okay, so this is a persimmon, and it's just something that you sit there and eat. She's fine. You can take a seed out of it, like a teeny tiny seed. How big is the persimmon seed, baby? No, I wouldn't guess it would be bigger than an apple seed. It's a little bit bigger than an apple seed. You can take that out, and we grow fruits like this. Alex, can you open the cabinet? Do you see all these fruits behind me? These are the product of what I'm talking about. And down here, so we have, what big say?
Starfruit.
Starfruit.
And acha-acha. and tonga tuba, and cherimoya, and magnolia, and white sapote, and che fruit, and jabuticaba, and sapodilla, and narnangilla.
So,
Kumquats.
I mean, I came from a small gardening background where my family was really close to the earth. And my husband came from a background of just his family was into gardening for flowers and vanity. And then it was kind of small in his life, big in my life. We came together and now we're growing these things that are just like epic. Like you would never imagine that you could just get a persimmon and take a seed out of it and, an organic persimmon, take a seed out of it and start a whole economy of this beauty. So everything that we do here is amazing, and we have such a small space. I think we have maybe 1,300 square feet. I don't know what that relates to in, European measurements, but it's great, and we do as much as we can. And behind me you can see that we have white lights growing on the greens that we grow for restaurants and such. And in back behind all this is where we have my studio, and then out of that door is where we have our outdoor garden. If you want, I can put on my coat and go out there. Does everybody want me to do that? If you want me to do that, I will. Let's just say so. Oh, the white peacock. Oh, everyone says sure. Sure. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Let me get my coat. Okay, so this is my most special magical coat. I've worn it at my wedding, at my cousin's wedding, at 3 other occasions in normal happenstance. And you know what? People are always really stunned by it. It's a Hell Bunny coat, I think. Original Hell Bunny garment, size medium. I got it before we got married, and I wanted to have a really cool jacket over my wedding dress, so this is what I had. And I love it. Every day I wear it. It's, I can't really describe the feeling I get when I put it on. It's exactly the feeling, honestly. I should use this more if I'm feeling sad. It's the feeling I got when I was just so excited to get married. Okay, so you guys want to see my outdoor garden. This is why I put on the coat. It's so cold. Alex, what do you think degrees as it is outside? 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And the peacocks were where? Okay. I wish I had a selfie stick. Maybe I should put you guys on the tripod. That might be better though. Alex, what do you think? Do you guys want to be on the tripod or in my hand? You say. I don't know. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get the mini tripod. I'll be right back. My hands are bare. What's going on? Green sugar. It's called green sugar. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, so the only thing bad about this sugar cane, and I want to talk about it a little bit more because I don't think I said enough about how cool it is. If you're at least in the Northwest, where we are in Seattle area, you can get this humongous cane, and babe, how tall is this?
7 feet.
It's like 8.5 feet, isn't it? Look at my head. I'm 6'7".
Right.
Or I'm 5'7".
Maybe more.
I don't know. This is humongous. You can use this as a huge, like, witchy staff. Not only that, I'm gonna do a video on like how I feel about the way I cut it apart and chew it. When you dispose of what's inside of chewing it, it's this like cotton ball, which is really cool, and I feel like you could use it for hoodoo and you could use it for witchcraft and whatnot in the realm of sugarcane. However, like all these tassels and such, you've got for puppets, you've got for it's actually like almost like a thistle. Every time I touch it, I get a little bit of a splinter. I don't know if it's just me and the herb or if it's just like, I don't know, but...
Did you show him the green star apple?
Not yet. You want to bring it out? So, basically, I talked about it in my sugarcane video, but sugarcane is amazing because it's the only type of sugar that alkalizes the body. Everybody's like into like alkalizing their body and like not being acidic and being more alkaline, raw foods versus you know, processed foods. So anyway, when I started tearing this apart piece by piece, I started like chewing upon it and cutting it apart, and I'm going to show you guys how to eat it because it was so magical. Not just beyond the fact that it helps your body, but the fact that like now you spit out a little bit of cotton that a witch chewed up in her mouth, and I don't know, you can have this, like, it's huge. You can have this as a big staff if you want to. Like, to promote love, to promote passion, to promote attraction. I mean, look. I look like a big witchy lady standing with a big sugarcane staff. That's magical. You guys can harness all of that. So now I'm done talking about that. We can go on to the magical garden. I have like splinters in my hand. Let's talk to people. This coat is amazing, isn't it, Tasha? You know it. Thanks, Brenda. Starlight, please promise me we'll Skype. Alright, let's go out to my witchy garden. Ready, y'all? Put the hood down. Maybe we'll see the peacocks. Who knows? So cold outside. bright light. Okay. Jack's out here. Jack, Jack. Come here, buddy. Come on, Jack. Jack. Get your cat butt up here. Come on, Jackie. Alright, so I've got my magical plants on my porch. They're still there from before. We've got eucalyptus right here. Oh, bomb and amazing. I'm going to make a video on that soon. Jack, come on. My cats are like under the porch like trolls. It's so funny. The peacocks! Ready, you guys? Are you ready for the peacocks? Are you ready? They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. Oh, the babies. Can you see them? Come on, Mommy. Kind of a brutal day, but did you guys see them? Can you tell me? Because I have no idea. I totally flipped the camera. Oh. See, this is the bad part of dreads. Is the fact that, like, your hair is, like, wah, crazy. You just have to, like, fix it. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you. Yeah, like right after I made that big Fae offering, those peacocks showed up. Oh, guess what? Can you see the one? They're not really shy. You guys are amazing. Let's do it this way. Do you see them? They're such wieners. They're like so silly. They just won't come up here with the camera. There's my babies. Alright guys, you want to see my witchy garden right now that it's like winter time? Or do you want to see more white peacocks? Well, let's take... Oh, I'm so cold. So cold. Oh, look though. See the feathers? They leave them everywhere. I have in my garden mugwort all year long. I have so many things. Well, really it's not my garden. I just tell Alex like what I want him to grow for Jackshire Farms, and then he kind of does it. So because that's part of being partners, right? Like he needs something from me and I do it, and then I need something from him and he has the gift of being a gardener. So when he can grow things, but I can give him energy spells, and that's my gift. Like that's super beautiful to me. I look not so good right now, Peter. Alright, so in my garden right now, Even though it's Seattle and, what, almost December? The mugwort is thriving, or no, excuse me, the rosemary is thriving. Rosebud! My cat Rosebud has been like MIA forever, and she's just been crying under the house. We're like looking for her. We have some sort of like Vietnamese herb here. Oh, it's so cold. I never leave my little room, you guys. I'm so glad that you guys took me on a live so that I could leave. Okay. Behind me is holly. For my holly witch. And above me is an like amaryllis. Or a hoopla in Jewish. And then, you know, we just have like a lot. There's my meditation tree back there. Oh, it's so cold. Come here, Jack. My kitty's out here. Jack. Come here, Jack. He's really seldom and stuff. Yeah. I know. I feel that way too, buddy. Okay, so the rest of my garden. Is pretty much just like, here's my big mugwort plant. And we're about to plant beets and other things in the greenhouse we've got. Do I look nice and witchy, you guys? I hope I look like nice and witchy. It's hard for me to read the comments when I'm like reading about or walking about. Ah! It smells just like mandrake in here. Holy Peters. You guys, look, here's my Mayflower from last year. Oh, it's freezing. It's freezing. So cold. It's cold. We've got so many figs in here. We've got so much. These are some kind of lantern fruit. I can't remember what Alex is growing on the lantern fruit, but they're so gorgeous. Yes, so it's freezing out here. Let's see what you guys are asking. Go back inside. Yeah, I want to go back inside, but I do, while I'm out here, want to show you my meditation tree, because I don't get out here a lot. Like, I won't lie, I get in my car just to go to work, and I come outside in the summer, and in the spring, and in the winter, I come out just for stuff like this, so... Alright, so let's see my meditation tree. My hell jacket is pretty cool. My neighbors. Peanuts. Alright. That is my meditation tree. right now it is sad and without bulbous. But guess what? This part right here is where I sit on this big like stem of it, and it's so amazing. Like, I feel like I'm connected with the tree. I give my offerings to it. My hood fell over my face, of course it always does. It's a biggie. I think it's like awesome though. What are you guys saying? So, do you have questions while I'm outside? Like, I feel like this coat's super fun, but I don't know. I've gotten into this like hole of YouTube lately where like people just document their whole lives, and like I feel like I could fall into that weird YouTube hole. And I mean, I kind of want to, but I don't. I don't know. Jack! Come here. Do you guys have cats? Or do you have dogs? Or what are your magical animals? Thank you, Tasha. You guys got caught on a stick. That was wild. This stick right here, this very stick. Oh my god, look at it. You have a potbelly pig inside your house? That's so cool. My husband wants to get one, and I was like, no, I just can't do it because I know that they grow to be like bigger than you would expect. Otherwise, they're amazing pets, from what I hear. So loving to humans, so amazing. But if you have other pets like we do, and we have, I don't know, 9 pets or something, like it's like too many to get a potbelly pig. But if you have one animal and that's it, you could totally take care of a potbelly pig, I feel. But just know that they get bigger than you would expect. Here's a little piece that I made. Mannequin and taxidermy. I'm a big fan of that. Sorry, boo. Alright, so thanks for taking me outside. That was a good exploration. So this coat probably weighs like 15 pounds or more. It's a lot of fabric. It's a lot of fur. It's a lot of stuff, but this brand, like, this made my wedding day, to be quite honest. Like, this coat made me feel so special. Just saying. Hi! While I was gone, I was thinking about all the topics we could talk about just as friends, and then I was thinking the best one would be, what are your favorite TV shows? Like, not even incorporated to witchcraft, but like, what are your favorite TV shows? Mine are, well, there's a lot of, like, true crime and horror incorporated into mine. House. Okay. I've never seen House, but I've heard of it. What else, you guys? Charmed and Ozark. Okay, cool. You're not allowed to have TV in the house. Okay. Well then, what are your favorite books, La Blanca? Game of Thrones, Viking, Penny Dreadful. Okay, so somebody told me about Penny Dreadful, and I feel like with my style I should really be into it, but I've not been able to, like, really click with it. Okay, what true crime stories do you guys love? Or, not love, but that's a bad word. What true crime stories are from your area? Like, for instance, if you're from Seattle like me, we have Ted Bundy, Gary Ridgway, among others. That would be the Green River Killer and Ted Bundy and others. What do you guys have? They're all around the world. I've researched over 7,000 different serial killers around the world, so I would probably know who you're talking about. And the reason I search those is for safety. Manson. Exactly, Purple. Manson is a big one. And Manson is somebody who's interesting because he's so close to where I live. However, he never, ever, ever murdered a single person on the history of that. He just brainwashed people. And he just died 2 years ago, which is insane. Eventually in my channel, I'll go on to the letter that I wrote him. But it's a very personal story, so that's the one clip about it. Yes, Spell Singer, I want to kind of answer that in a two-part question. She says, question Jen, do you go to any haunted locations nearby you? Sorry if it's off topic. It's not off topic. It's always on topic. Anything to do with aliens, haunted locations, supernatural things, always on topic because I am that lady. I'm so glad we can see the duck in the back in this picture. But, man, there was a biggie here. Like, one town away from where I'm at right now, which is so small. Like, we're not talking city, we're talking town. One town away. Starvation Heights is the thing you can look up on YouTube about what's closest to me, besides Ted Bundy and Gary Ridgway. They're all within 50 miles. It's insane. Like, here in Seattle, we have so many serial killers or serial harmers. Now, in Starvation Heights, and the story of that, I just finished reading that on Kindle, and it's all about people that came from all around the world in the early 1900s. We're talking from 1915 to 1925 or 30. Came into this area where I'm at, which is so small, and came in Starvation Heights. It was a woman who wrote a book called The Art of Fasting, and you can find it on eBay, and it's one of the books that are on my wish list. I have a mile-long wish list of real true crime books I want to own from people who used to own them in history, like when I read the books of this. Just like we read from this book from 1850, Eugenics. It's fucked up. It's disturbing. But here's the big deal. It happened, and I have this book that's barely held together. The pages are falling apart. And I paid $100 for this book so that I could understand where the mindset was of people around the world on how you should build the best DNA. How you should build the best person in 1895. That's scary to me. It talks about not mixing races, all this other kind of thing. Personally, between me and you, I want to say this. I want to say that disgusts me and it makes me sad, and that we should be a planet of people who evolve into love, and that's it, just pure love, and I hope that that's what everybody wants as well. Robert Picton. I would love to hear more about that pink. So this location near me, called Starvation Heights used to charm people from around the world by little tiny newspaper ads and then draw them in and say, whatever dis-ease you have. And when you say the word disease, it means dis-ease. The opposite of ease. Opposite of comfort. Dis-ease. So, these two women, I read this book called, it's on my Kindle. I'll have to type it in the description or in the comments if anybody wants it. In the comments if anybody wants it. It's the story of when two women came over from England to this woman right here in my tiny, small, almost county. And gave up all their riches and jewels. And when they were starved slowly, and they were in dysmorphia of understanding what was going on, this woman eventually gave them... These women eventually signed over their riches, their fortune. And so it was a woman from right here where I'm at who preyed upon rich people's riches and starved them until they didn't know what was going on, until they praised her as some kind of idol god, which is so disturbing and so cult-like, you guys. Yeah, so that's the story of Starvation Heights is the name of the novel. The name of the book she wrote in the early 1900s was called... I can't think of it at the moment, but if you want to know, type in the comments and I'll look it up for you. This book of eugenics, I always kind of show it because it's so disturbing. It shows a lot of things about how what formed Hitler's mindset, like, formed people to think that you only had to be a perfect person, which is so fucking disturbing. Why do I have that in my house? Because of knowledge. Because if we don't know that those things were out there, then we're all being blind. Okay, you guys? And that's really hard for me to talk about and really hard for me to say. But if we don't accept that this resulted into, like, Project Paperclip, please look into Project Paperclip, because I'm not going to say the real word for it on my channel. You just really need to look into it. So, anyway, if anybody has any questions on witchcraft or any other kind of, like, true crime, I'm here to answer your questions. I'll probably will know them. Otherwise, I would really like to Skype with a couple of you right now. So that's the thing, like, maybe, like, I need you guys as friends. I do my channel. I put out 400 videos in 4 months. It's insane, right? But, like, I did that because I'm trying to give you knowledge, and then what you can give me back is friendship. So, if any of you haven't connected with me on Skype yet, please connect with me at, my Skype is Jen the Taxidermy Witch. I'm going to close off my YouTube because it's been almost 2 hours on my live. And I had a really lot of fun with you, showing you my coat, showing you my garden, talking about this and that, and just talking on a real, natural level, answering questions, whatever we can do together. We do not heat the greenhouse, Brenda. It's all done naturally, even in Washington at this point. Alright, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. If anybody wants to talk to me personally or Skype with me, just try and find me there. Jen the Taxidermy Witch. I'll talk to you guys all soon. All my love. Bye-bye.